Hello, television family. Good to see you. We're back at it. It is Friday, 11th day of April, 2025. The weekend is almost here. It's looking pretty darn good. You're going to like the forecast when we show it to you. I'm Dan Koontz. Happy Friday. We got some good stuff for you today. It's another exciting day of local television entertainment, local television information, and just plain local TV. 39 degrees outside of our studios. We hit 60 yesterday, about what we're going to be today. Cold front comes in tonight, well below normal tomorrow, and we could actually dip at the freezing mark, even go below 32 degrees Saturday night into Sunday. We're in for a pretty chilly and breezy Saturday. Lots of sunshine. It's just going to be a little on the cool and a little on the windy side on Saturday. We rebound on Sunday, and right now, Easter week, as it stands, looks pretty good with temperatures in the 70s for maybe most of next week. Probably starting on Tuesday and going through the rest of the week. We hope anyway. The forecast is coming up. News, lots of it. Sports, no Mariners yesterday. The Kraken played their last road game of the year. They're almost done. They were eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs at the end of March. So they've been playing out the string. Lost to the Golden Knights. They still got 2 more games to go. They're done with it. Quite a bit of sports to talk about. It'll be a busy weekend as spring break wraps up and the kids go back to school on Monday, but they still got some sports to play. And a few weeks ago, Alan Walker, the executive director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, was on this very program to talk about this very new and unique fundraiser. It's called Going Down for Good. It's going to help out Alan's organization, and they're asking people to fork over $100 and rappel down the side of the Residence Inn, right adjacent to Walla Walla Point Park down there. Along the river. And when we had Alan in the studio to talk about it, I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. And then we decided, why don't we go to the roof of the Residence Inn, a good 80 feet or even more above the street level, to see what exactly the professionals from Canada will be doing 1 week from tomorrow. It's Saturday, April 19th is the fundraiser. So Alan and I will talk about how you can help out his organization by rappelling down the side of a building from the roof of the building. That's the first for us. We'll have that in the back half of the program. Let's do some cameras before we get into the weather forecast. Nary a cloud in the sky. Beautiful morning this morning. 63 was our high yesterday. I said 60. It was actually 63. Our normal high is 60, so we were a little bit warmer than normal. Sunrise was at 6:19 this morning. Sunset tonight, 7:45. A little over 3 minutes of additional daylight. 13 hours and 26 minutes. Now the days are going to continue to get longer, but a dramatic switch between sunrise and sunset will get a little less dramatic, if you will. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley and the green hills surrounding us all. We had a wetter than normal March, and so we're getting the good stuff now. Camera 2 takes us to Slide Ridge, high above Lake Chelan. I'm assuming that's an orchard burn. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's an orchard burn. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. This is the time of year where they do that. They do this like in October and then in April, so I don't think that's a fire of any concern. Hello, Roses Lake. Hello, Wapato Lake. And I just forgot the name of the third lake because I'm not very bright. Few high clouds up there high above Lake Chelan. You can actually, if you squint, you can see Chelan proper way off into the distance there from Slide Ridge high above the south shore of Lake Chelan. Camera number 3. We're off to Valley High, heading on up to Blewett Pass. Beautiful view there. It's going to be, I wonder how many people are going to go out camping, but I'm sure some of the higher elevation camps are probably still covered in snow. And speaking of that, there could even be a rain-snow mix in the mountains this weekend. I told you the air is getting pretty cold. We're not going to worry, but we don't have any precipitation at all in the forecast, but there could be a little in the mountains. And camera number 4. Lake Wenatchee chimes in. Doesn't look like they had it looks like they did have some snow melt up on the north face of Dirty Face Mountain. Of course, the lake itself has been clear of ice for a few weeks now. You can make out a little bit of Fish Lake in the far right-hand corner of your screen. A spectacular view there in the green rolling hills high above Lake Wenatchee. It is going to be a little chilly for the overnight lows for the next few days, colder than normal. Our normal overnight low this time of the year is 40. We're going to be below 40 tonight, but we're going to be right down Saturday night to maybe about freezing or even below that. So a heads up if you've already planted some stuff outside. Now, as any smart person will tell you, by smart I mean people like Bonnie Orr, who knows what they're talking about. It's all about soil temperature. It's all about soil temperature. If the soil's not warm enough to germinate your seed, your plant ain't going to make it anyway, but it's going to be quite chilly in the Wenatchee Valley, and many places in our viewing location are going to see overnight lows in the 20s Saturday night into Sunday, so pretty chilly tonight, Saturday night into Sunday, and Sunday night into Monday, and then the temperatures will moderate as we go into next week as far as the overnight lows are concerned. From the National Weather Service, how about sunshine? And a lot of it just about normal, right around the 60-degree mark. Mostly clear tonight, as I mentioned before. Going to be a little chilly. 38 is a couple of degrees below normal for this time of the year. The big story on Saturday is going to be the wind, and it's going to be chilly, only 54, so it's going to be well below normal for the afternoon high on Saturday. A lot of sunshine, but breezy. It'll be breeze in the morning with a northwest wind about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and then in the afternoon, gusts will be popping up near 30 miles an hour on Saturday, and it will be windy most of Saturday night, so you combine the wind on Saturday night and the cold temperatures. It's going to feel really chilly on Saturday night, but eventually the winds will die down. Sunday looks very nice, right back up to about 60 degrees, and then mid-60s on Monday. Tuesday about 70, Wednesday about 70, Thursday about 70. A ridge of high pressure is going to start really making its presence felt Sunday night into Monday, and when you have high pressure, longer days, and warm air, that's when we're looking good. I'm liking next week. I'm liking that a lot. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, whatever's making headlines will go from my mouth to your television in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour. During the commercial break, we popped up to 40 degrees. We'll be right around 60, just about normal. Beautiful day today, a lot of sunshine. Pretty chilly on Saturday with quite a bit of wind, a lot of sunshine, but windy on Saturday and Saturday night, and then we start into a beautiful stretch of weather on Sunday. It's just about 10 minutes after the hour. Glaze Bakery reopened on Thursday morning after a temporary shutdown back on March 27th for roughly $18,000 in unpaid taxes. Owners Michael and Amber Smith told NCWLIFE their former bookkeeper was the source of their woes. They say among other errors, their bookkeeper didn't keep up to date on paying taxes for Glaze and improperly listed their business as a sole proprietorship instead of an LLC. The Smiths have now paid off their tax debt, and the bakery is once again serving its customers. By the way, the owners say they will be taking legal action against their former bookkeeper. Glaze on Grant Road in East Wenatchee opens at 4:30 in the morning until 1 o'clock on weekdays. They're open from 6 a.m. to 1:30 in the afternoon on the weekends. A 38-year-old Ephrata woman and a child were injured yesterday morning in a two-vehicle collision. This happened about 11 miles south of Ephrata at about 7:30 in the morning. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says Amber Arachiga was driving a Honda Accord north on Dotson Road Northwest when she collided with the rear of a service truck that was stopped to make a turn near Road 3 Northwest. Arachiga was injured, taken by ambulance to Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake. Her 3-year-old passenger was airlifted to Confluence Health Hospital in Wenatchee for injuries characterized as serious but not life-threatening. The driver of the truck, 23-year-old Tyson Seidensticker of Cashmere, was not hurt. Well, a big piece of Microsoft's new data center development in Malaga rolled into place on Thursday. Pretty impressive, too. Look at that. Traffic on Malaga-Alcoa Highway was briefly delayed just after noon yesterday, while a power component for the data center was trucked south about 7 miles. The component, manufactured by the Brazilian company WEG Industries, had arrived earlier by train at the Appleyard Rail Depot. Chelan County Public Works Department said the slow progress was necessary because the component itself weighs about 516,000 pounds. That's 258 tons. Construction at the data center began in 2023. It's expected to finish up sometime next year. Douglas County says construction work will close a portion of 6th Street Southeast in East Wenatchee for over a month. Beginning at 9 a.m. on Monday, the route between South Nile Avenue and South Perry Avenue will be closed to through traffic. The intersection of 6th Street Southeast and South Perry will also be impacted. The intersection will reopen on a temporary travel surface after about a week, while the remainder of the work zone will stay closed to through traffic. The closure allows for the installation of utilities and road improvements in support of the Orchard Vista subdivision on the north side of 6th Street Southeast. The closure is expected to run until Friday, May 23rd, so it's going to be closed for a while. A signed detour route will be posted throughout the closure. The Washington Department of Natural Resources is the state's largest wildland firefighting agency. Now, local fire districts are getting some of DNR's used vehicles. DNR announcing this week it's distributing about 15 surplus wildfire engines to fire districts in wildfire-prone rural communities across the state. It's all part of the agency's effort to help strengthen fire response at the local level. In Grant County, the Grand Coulee Fire Department, it's a volunteer fire department, and the Coulee City Fire Department will each receive one surplus engine through the DNR's Fire District Assistance Program. State law has authorized the DNR to parcel out equipment they no longer need to rural fire agencies since 2017. Washington's drought issues continue this week. The Department of Ecology issued drought warnings for watersheds throughout the state. Reservoirs in Yakima, Kittitas, and Benton counties are officially now in drought. Watersheds in Chelan and Okanogan County, they were placed under the less restrictive drought advisory. And that puts irrigation, drinking water, and fish populations under threat. Communities under a drought emergency are eligible for $4.5 million in grants plus special transfers of water. Ecology Director Casey Sixkiller laid out the situation in a press conference on Tuesday.
It's not just about irrigation. It's about fish habitat, drinking water for rural communities, and ecosystem health. If you live in Seattle, Tacoma, and Everett, your water systems are in good shape. But even in those areas, this is a reminder that climate change is rewriting the rules. This is now the 6th declaration in Washington in the last 10 years. This is the new normal. More rain, less snowpack, earlier springs, hotter, drier summers, and increasing odds that snow droughts will happen 4 out of every 10 years. This isn't a future threat, it's happening right now.
State legislators in Olympia are struggling to write a balanced budget before their session wraps up, or is supposed to wrap up anyway. at the end of this month. It's all part of the negotiation revolving around increasing property tax revenues. From the Olympia News Bureau, Murrow News fellow Albert James shows us how Republicans are fighting back against the idea and how Democrats are trying to push it forward.
This is the wrong answer for Washington. It's the wrong answer for homeowners. It's the wrong answer for renters.
Republicans in Olympia have come out against many of the tax proposals from Democrats in control of the legislature, especially Senate Bill 5798. The legislation would get rid of the 1% revenue growth limit for regular property taxes and allow that revenue to grow based on a formula that accounts for inflation and population change. The bill includes property tax exemptions for seniors and people with disabilities and does not impact voter-approved levies. Democratic leaders argue property tax revenues to fund schools and public safety has not kept up with increasing costs.
We need to make sure that we don't have a structural problem in our laws that prevents our government from being successful at its basic functions.
But Republicans fear the increased property taxes would make it harder for people to buy or rent a home, stay in that home, and for housing to be constructed.
They cannot say that they support affordability in our state if they also support regressive taxes that decrease affordability for people all across our state.
One homeowner invited to speak by Senate Republicans says she's already struggling with making increased property tax payments because the value of her home is increasing.
After 3 years of hard work, dipping into my retirement and selling my mother's jewelry, I was finally able to get caught up. However, now I need to make the property taxes again due this month. Now Senate Bill 5798 is being presented and will again put me and others like me on the brink of losing our houses.
For Governor Ferguson's part, while he held a press conference last week criticizing Democratic wealth tax proposals, he wouldn't say much on property taxes and other revenue ideas.
Those are conversations we're going to have. There's a lot of negotiations to go on, but I'm just not going to get into specific proposals right now.
In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
And now you are in the loop on what's happening around the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington and apparently in Olympia as well. And if you want to stay in the loop, we have a little program that we made just for you. It's the NCWLIFE Evening News, weekdays at 5, 6, and 10, 5, 6, and 10 on TV. But if that doesn't work into your schedule or you are not plugged in to a specific cable company anymore, a lot of people aren't, you can watch the news at your convenience starting about 5 o'clock. Every Monday through Friday. That's when our news will be posted on our homepage, ncwlife.com, on our Facebook page, and on our YouTube page. We have X, we have Instagram, we even have a song in our heart. And if you're out and about and you think you might see something, or you did see something that might be worth our attention, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. news@ncwlife.com. Still to come, sports, the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and Alan Walker and I on the roof of the Residence Inn. Why? You'll find out. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with the Stamilk Grand Parade Saturday, May 3rd at 11 a.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Mary Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the Stamilk Grand Parade Saturday, May 3rd on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Sports at 20 minutes after the hour. It's another home series for the Seattle Mariners outside of their quick little trip to San Francisco. All their games so far have been at home, and that continues again tonight. 3-game series against the Rangers gets going. Seattle is 5-5 in a home game so far this year. They're 5-8 overall. The Mariner hitters, we have a problem. They have a collective .303 on-base percentage. That's 10th in the 14-team American League. Texas is 3-3 in road games, or 9-4 overall. They're leading the division. The Mariners will send Bryce Miller to the hill tonight. He'll take on Jacob deGrom of the Rangers. First pitch tonight and first pitch Saturday is at 7:40. First pitch Sunday is at 1:10. Just one game in the American League yesterday. The Angels 10-run the Rays. Well, they don't have a 10-run rule in Major League Baseball, but the Angels beat the Rays rather handily. They don't have a 10-goal rule in the National Hockey League. Wasn't necessary last night. The Seattle Kraken dropped their last road game of the season last night, a 2-1 decision in Las Vegas against the Golden Knights. The Kraken road record ends at 17-23-1. Seattle has 2 games remaining, both at Climate Pledge Arena. The Blues will be in town tomorrow night, then the season finale Tuesday night against the Kings. To the Prep Soccer scoreboard we go. We'll start out on the pitch, where Brewster took care of Omak in a big way, 6-1. Tenasket just snuck by Manson, 1-0. Okanagan by a goal over Oroville. Cascade, a little bit easier time with Bridgeport. And the Quincy Jackrabbits beat Toppenish 1-0 on the pitch. Prep baseball yesterday, Meridian and Brewster did battle, and Meridian got the better part of that deal, 6-2. Amara Cooley Heartline, Emerson, Lake and Palmer over Okanagan, 11-2, and Lake Roosevelt defeated Waterville Mansfield Blood, Sweat and Tears, 15-5. Prep softball scoreboard, Mount Baker knocked off Cashmere in Cashmere, 18-8. Chelan took care of Tenasket, 18-10. Omak over Libertyville, 19-4. Cascade scored 28 runs to beat Manson 28-11. Waterville Mansfield over Bridgeport 19-2, and Brewster over Amara Cooley Heartline 8-3. That's what happened. Here's what's going to happen. Chelan will take on Cascade in the pitch at 6 o'clock tonight. Cashmere plays host to Granger at 6 o'clock. The undefeated Wenatchee Panthers, they put a lot of distance between themselves and the rest of the Big Nine. They'll try and keep that going. They'll be in Yakima tonight to take on Eisenhower. Eastmont plays host to West Valley at 7 o'clock. Prep soccer tomorrow looks something like this. 11 a.m. get going for Bridgeport at Liberty Bell. Manson plays host to Oroville at 11 a.m. At 12 noon sharp, it's Chelan hosting Brewster, and Omak will have Tenasket coming to town at 1 o'clock. Prep baseball schedule today. The Wenatchee Panthers, undefeated in league, will take on Eisenhower at Historic Recreation Park. It's a doubleheader. First pitch, first game at 4 o'clock. West Valley will host Eastmont. Same deal. First pitch, first game at 4 o'clock. Single game between Cashmere and Meridian at 4 o'clock. And Chelan and Toutle Lake and Lakeside and Brewster, those games will be held in Spokane, by the way, at Gonzaga University. There's your baseball schedule for tomorrow. Doubleheaders across the board, and they all start at 11 a.m. Prosser hosting Ephrata, Toppenish hosting Quincy. Cascade has Lake Roosevelt coming to town. Amira Cooley Heartline has Omak coming to town. Bridgeport will be at Okanagan, Clay Elm at Liberty Bell, and Manson at Tenasket. That's a lot of baseball, and they're all doubleheaders. Prep softball schedule today, a lot quieter. Ephrata and Grandview have a doubleheader. First pitch, first game at 3 o'clock. Quincy will host East Valley. Same time, a single game between Cashmere and Kittitas down south at 4:30. And prep softball on Saturday. Again, a lot of doubleheaders. I think they share the bus is what they do. So it makes sense. Lake Roosevelt at Cascade, Omak at Amara Cooley Hardline, Bridgeport hosts Okanagan, Tenasket has Manson coming to town, Liberty Bell and Clay Elm, and Mabton and Brewster. Again, all doubleheaders in girls softball tomorrow, and they all get going at 11 a.m. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 24 minutes after the hour. It's National Pet Day. It's such a huge holiday. I decided not to do it because it is, after all, the obscure holiday. National Barbershop Quartet Day, even though I'm really into music, could never really get into that. National Submarine Day, National Cheese Fondue Day. But today we're going back in time because I had one of these. A lot of people my age had one of these. No, today is National 8-Track Tape Day. Yes, Join the Columbia Record Club. Get any 7 records or tapes for just a penny. And then they jack up the price. If you're a younger generation, you probably have absolutely no idea about 8-tracks. 8-tracks was the first really big portable music system. They were extremely popular from about the mid-60s to about the mid-80s. They would eventually, of course, be replaced by cassettes. Ironically enough, cassettes were developed and created before the 8-track, but they weren't very good. The 8-tracks were much more reliable. The founder of the Lear Jet Corporation, William Lear, developed the 8-track system. It was called the Lear Jet Stereo 8. They did this in the early 1960s. They got Ampex on board, who physically manufactured the tapes, alongside the Ford Motor Company, GM, Motorola, and RCA, who made the players. If you wanted to buy a 1965 Lincoln, a Mustang, or a Thunderbird, you could have a commercial 8-track player. Those were the first cars that they came with it if you so desired. The 8-track kind of petered out in the early 80s. The last album to be commercially released on 8-track was Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits in 1988. I still have an 8-track player in a closet at my house. I don't know why, because I don't have any 8-tracks. But I did in my car back in high school. A lot of us did. 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, happy anniversary to Bill and Mary. Well, not anniversary. April 11th, 1869. That would make it 336 years ago today. William III and Mary II are crowned as joint sovereigns of Great Britain. This is Great Britain in the 17th century. So not only were they husband and wife, but yes, they were first cousins. Mary was the daughter of William's uncle. They jointly ruled Great Britain. I don't know how well it went. That's all the research I felt like doing. Happy birthday to the Elks. The Elks used to be huge. The Elks building, just a block away from our building, is still there. 149 years ago today, April 11th, 1876, the Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks is chartered. They began a couple of years earlier as a social club called the Jolly Corks. It was a private club in New York City. In New York City, they had strict laws governing the opening hours of public taverns, but if you were a private club, you could get around that. Membership was restricted to whites until 1973. Women were barred to join the Elks until the 1980s. And the Elks have seen better times. In 1976, the Elks had 1,611,139 members and over 2,200 lodges. Today, they have less than half that. There's about 750,000 members and about 1,400 lodges. Of course, the Elks was huge in the Wenatchee Valley for a long period of time, and then it kind of just sort of petered out, and now we have not had an Elks Club in Wenatchee for what, I don't know, 25, 30 years? Anyway, happy birthday to the Elks. At the time, this was very controversial. Now, in hindsight, we realize that Truman did the right thing because Douglas MacArthur wanted to expand the war with China and basically start World War III. And after weeks and weeks and months of general disconsternation, Truman finally said, I can't do this anymore. And General of the Army Douglas MacArthur is relieved of his command of all the troops in Korea and was sent home. Congress was up in arms. A lot of people were up in arms. But in the end, as we know now, it was the right thing to do. That was on this date, 1951. And would you buy this computer? Well, there it is. That's the Apple I, the very first product Apple ever created. It was designed and hand-built by Steve Wozniak on this date in 1976. They didn't have any money, and so to finance the building of it, Steve Jobs sold the only thing he owned, a VW microbus. He sold it for a couple of $100, and Steve Wozniak sold the most expensive thing he had, a Hewlett-Packard calculator. He sold it for $500, so they took their $800 and built that. From humble beginnings, we have the behemoth Apple, and at the bottom of the hour, 2 heavenly birthdays. Imagine this today. Imagine a Supreme Court justice leaving the bench, the high court, to run for the presidency. That guy did, and he almost won. Charles Evans Hughes was born in the state in 1862. He's considered by many people one of the very best secretaries of state this country ever had. He was also the governor of New York. He was the associate justice, or one of the 8 associate justices of the United States Supreme Court. He left the court in 1916 to run for the presidency. He got the Republican nomination, ran against Woodrow Wilson in the 1916 presidential election, and almost won. He didn't, and then he was reappointed as Chief Justice of the United States. Imagine that today, a Supreme Court justice stepping down from the bench to run for the presidency. That guy did it. Charles Evans Hughes. And Ethel Kennedy. Ethel Kennedy died last October at the age of 96. Of course, the widow of Robert Francis Kennedy, the mother of 11 children. Ethel Kennedy, born in the state in 1928. Happy birthday to my brother Eric. He knows how old he is. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors, and they got some good deals going on, folks. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call. They'll tell you all about it. Still to come, Mike Benaudi has got an opinion, and then we went up on the roof of the Residence Inn to talk about the big fundraiser 1 week from tomorrow. Alan Walker and I, but nobody got hurt. That's coming up too. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with a Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the Classy Chassis Parade Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Braden, we talked about lifestyle investor. Where does one even begin that process? Because it seems to me that there's, again, you don't want to put everything in one bucket, or you're just hoping for the best. It's basically gambling with your money. How does one begin the process of becoming a lifestyle investor?
Well, I think we have a process, we call it prosperity planning, and one of the meetings that we have when we're going through like a full fee-based financial planning process is we have that thing called a clarity experience. And so we're going to sit down with our clients, and we're not just going to go through an investor calculation on risk or an investor profile like you'd say, like most advisors or investment advisors would do. We're actually going to go into morals, values. What was the relationship of your mom and dad? How did they deal with their money? What do you want 3 generations after you? What do you want the money situation, the business situation, the life situation of your kids? What do you want that to look like? And that all goes into, morals and values, and are we crystallizing those goals and objectives at a really, really high level? Do you want to just transfer valuables, or do you want to transfer values? You have to go into it at a deeper level when you go into really in-depth generational planning. And that's what we do with our clients, is we have that clarity experience. And so once we get that clarity experience and we understand what is valuable and what they want to accomplish, we can align the money really, really easy. Once we know this, we can align this really, really easy. And a lot of times it's done backwards. So we'd like to start here with that clarity experience.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
This is Mike Magnati, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, about 10 years ago, my wife and I did the Ancestry.com DNA test. We got some interesting but not too surprising results about our ancestral background. But one big surprise, though, is that the DNA results connected me with a half-sister, Kathy, who was a child born to a woman my dad had a brief relationship with when he was in the Navy back in 1945. A wartime love child. So Kathy and my other sibs connected, and she came to visit us all a few years ago. And this one formerly only child found out that not only did she have the five of us siblings, but she had 45 plus extended relatives, many of whom she met when she came out here. Now, sadly, Kathy recently passed from cancer just a few weeks ago. She was almost 80 years old, but it was a huge blessing to us and to her that we finally had this time together, and she was able to explore and understand and learn about some of her paternal side of her family. So thanks, Ancestry. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager. And today I want to introduce you to one of my favorite dogs here. This is Owen. Owen is our 5-year-old Alaskan Malamute mix. He's super fluffy and he's shedding a lot right now. So it's been really fun pulling out his floofs. I highly recommend it as a stress relief hobby. Owen came to us about 3 months ago. He was picked up as a stray. He was just, Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky, like man on the town. And but it wasn't safe for him, so he was brought here, and we've been looking for a home for him ever since. He's a big boy, but he's kind of short, and he doesn't jump up on us, which is great. He's actually really a pretty polite, chill boy. Yes, you're pretty good boy. Yes. He loves his walks and he loves his people time. Loves being outside, so he'd love a yard if possible. He does have a very adventurous spirit, as per Huskies and Malamutes. So we do recommend a fenced yard if you have a yard. He also loves stuffed animals, and he likes balls a little bit, but he's mostly about the stuffies. And he loves treats, cheese and hot dogs are his favorites. Yeah, and he just loves to kind of snuggle and be on top of you. So we know that he is great with people, and we have seen him be great with kids too. But we do know that he's not so crazy about other dogs. And he's big enough to be an only dog, I feel like. You only need one Owen in your house. So that's just kind of what we recommend. For cats, of course, we don't know because he came as a stray. But, maybe not, because he's a large boy. He is still learning his tricks and commands, really food motivated, which is fantastic. And we know that he is really good at spinning. That's one of my favorite ones to do with them. He can go to the left and to the right. Yes, you'll do anything for treats, even make yourself dizzy. We have an adoption special starting tomorrow. It's our spring adoption special, which is good on any of our dogs, 50% off. We have so many dogs who need good homes so badly that we want to make it as easy as possible for you to bring home your new furry family member. So if you'd like to come down and see Owen or any of our dogs here, we're open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6, or you can make an appointment for Wednesday online, and we would really love to introduce you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with the Technoplex Youth Parade, Saturday, April 26th at 11 a.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. It's the Technoplex Youth Parade, Saturday, April 26th on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley is back once again on location, and for the first time in a long time, we're broadcasting from the roof of the Residence Inn down here by Walla Walla Plain Park, and by that I mean for the first time ever. Yeah. We're broadcasting on the roof of the Residence Inn with our good buddy, I'm sorry, Alan
Walker.
Shalane
Walker
Douglas,
it is.
the Action Council. It's nice meeting you, by the way.
Oh, yes. Good to meet you as well, Fred. It's always good to see you.
Good to see you, my friend.
Dan, I'm
whatever,
sorry.
You can call me
yes,
whatever you
yes,
want.
Yes.
About a month ago, you paid me a visit in our studio to talk about the events on April 19th. We thought we'd grease the wheels a little bit, get a few more people involved by actually coming up here to the roof of the Residence Inn, because on Saturday, April 19th, this is going to be the place to be. Alan, talk about what's going to happen here.
Absolutely. So thanks for having us again. Here we are on the rooftop. Beautiful day in Wenatchee. April 19th, we're going to be rappelling off the top of this roof, about 80 feet down to the bottom, to the ground. We're 5 stories up here, and we have people registering. We've lowered the rate, so we plan to do this every year for a while. It's a unique, fun event that's different for the Wenatchee Valley, and so we're offering a first-year entry where you can sign up, and for $100 you can rappel down from the rooftop. This is a first-year only special rate. It is a fundraiser for us, so the idea is to obviously generate funds. But we also want to build excitement, and we want to get people excited about this. So this year on April 19th, for $100, you too can drop down from 5 stories up.
And you'll be happy to know they hired professionals. This is a Canadian company, and this is what they do.
This is what they do. They've been doing this for over 20 years across the U.S. and Canada. The technician, the lead tech guy that will be on site with us here on the 19th, has been with the company, I believe, since 2011, 2010, something like that. Has hosted dozens and dozens of these events, and highly certified. They have the highest level of certification in rappelling that is available.
Certain boxes have to be checked. One of them, you need to find a building tall enough to make it worth your while to get that adrenaline rush, and that kind of limited your choices. And then you had to
work with whoever the building owner and the landowner was, because there's liability issues and everything.
Yeah.
And that kind of limited your options, but the Residence Inn said, we're in.
We're in, yes. Residence Inn has been great to work with. We've been working with Louise here and their director of sales, and Charlotte Mayo, who's been in our community for a long time. They have just been wonderful to work with and have really bent over backwards to help us make this event a spectacular opportunity.
And the other box that needs to be checked is you need to have a smooth facade all the way down the side. You can't have gargoyles sticking out or windowsills or anything. It has to be straight down, and that's no problem here.
That's no problem here. There are not very many building opportunities in the Wenatchee Valley. So when Residence Inn here came on board, that was really great, and we appreciate their partnership for sure.
And of course, right at Walla Walla Point Park.
It's a beautiful place to be, as folks can see.
I wonder what the people who are going to be staying in the rooms right below us are going to be thinking. They're eating their Saturday morning breakfast, and all of a sudden a person comes down their window.
Yes. I think the folks with the Marriott here are going to be putting some notices out that there's going to be some unusual activity from the rooftop today. It's not window washers, it's just people rappelling down.
These are, you'll be all tethered up to all kinds of safety gear. So you can kind of go down at your own speed, so to speak. Does that make sense?
You can. You are actually in control of the speed that you rappel at. So before you go over, they'll actually set up a tripod up here to lift you off the ground. You can kind of get that feeling of what it's like not to have earth underneath you. And then you are in control of the speed that you go down.
Now, when you sign up, and we're encouraging people to do so in advance, just so they have a general idea, is there a time frame that I can do it between, say, 9:30 and 10:30 on Saturday? Do you have an assigned time? Because you have to take the elevator up, you have to walk down the hallway, up on the roof, get the tether thing. So it's not like boom, boom, boom. How does that work?
Good question. So there are assigned times, and we'll be assigning those times. It's in the afternoon. Rappelling will occur from 1 to 5 p.m. Folks will need to arrive at least 30 to 45 minutes before their scheduled time to get their equipment, get signed in, do the little training, and then it's not an exact time. You know, it's a fluid time. So your rappel time might be 1:15, but it might be 1:25, or it might be 1:05. There's just a little bit of fluidity built into that exact time frame, but close
to it. Again, you can now register on the day of, but it's a little time consuming. You got to fill out some forms and things like that. So registering in advance is very much the way to go. But the fact that you can just get up on a whim on Saturday the 19th and say, let's go throw ourselves off the side of a building, and you can do it.
And you can do it, yes, and we'll let you do it fairly safe. No, very safe, very safe.
Are you going to do it, Al?
I am going to do it, yes. I was the first one to sign up to do it, and I'm excited. I've raised about $1,000 now. So if folks aren't able to do it, but they just want to support me, I'll take that as well. So appreciate all the help.
And it should be pointed out that, again, it's just a $100 donation to do the rappelling. You don't have to do it yourself. If you want to get together with 9 coworkers and raise $1,000 and make your boss do it,
you can do that too. You know, you could either support somebody you like or somebody you don't like, and that's why I put it out there for myself. There's probably lots of folks that like to see me go over the edge of the building. So.
No. Although I must say, you did insist that I stand a little closer to the edge.
Yeah, just another step back. Yeah.
A few things you need to remember. There are some weight restrictions for you people who have substantial girth. I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. 300 pounds is it.
300 pound is the weight limit, but they are very accommodating. The only real requirement is closed-toed shoes.
I was going to ask about clothing.
Yes, and they do not recommend short shorts because the harness and everything will be wrapped around your upper leg. So at least long shorts or long pants. Mascots, uniforms are fine. If you want to dress up in your finest tuxedo and go down that way, you can do that as well.
So you don't want to show up in flip-flops and a bathing suit because they're not going to let you do it.
No. Flip-flops no. Let's closed-toed shoes really is their only requirement. They provide all the harness equipment, the helmet, the gloves, everything else is provided.
If the kids want to do it, that's all well and good, except you need mom's and or dad's and or your guardian's permission. 18 and above, you don't have to worry about any of that. But if you're below the age of 18, there are a couple of hoops.
There's
right?
a couple little things there, and I think those are fairly standard if you're going to be participating in an event such as this, that yes, a parent or guardian needs to sign off and allow you to do that. But if you are 8 years old and want to rappel, sign up.
And I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of kids who are going to want to do this.
I would think so. Yes. Yeah. I haven't got my kids signed up yet. They said, no, Dad, you go ahead.
And all of it benefits the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, of course.
Yes.
I haven't seen you in a while. How's biz lately as we transition from winter to spring?
Yeah, biz is still busy. We're not lacking folks that are still looking for a little bit of assistance, but it's a shift. Right, a lot of utility assistance in the wintertime especially, and we're kind of coming out of that heavy time, but food is still a high priority and still doing a lot of food. Our weatherization program is still going strong. We're doing more houses now than we have in the last few years, so it's really great to see that program and the impact it has on individuals and families.
I know you and about a half a dozen of your cohorts spent a few days in our nation's capital about a month ago, back in March.
Correct.
Trying to spread the word amongst the people who write checks that the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council is a serious cog in the machine at NCW. Yeah. Please don't leave us out in the lurch. How did that go? Did your message get across?
I think our message did get across. We had really good visits with both senators and representatives, and still continue. Those conversations and that communication doesn't stop. We spent a concentrated time for about a week in DC, and then we stay in communication throughout the rest of the time as well. And as things start to evolve or change, or perhaps are a concern or a cause for celebration, we let them know.
The Chelan Douglas Community Action Council is putting this baby on. It's the first time they've ever done this. Hopefully they'll do it again next year. I think it's going to be a blast, quite frankly. One more time for all the information for the sign-ups, the dates, the times, and how you get involved. Once again, my good friend Darcy Christopherson from the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Darcy, take it home.
I will do that, absolutely. If you want to get registered and sign up, check out the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. That's cdcac.org. You can give us a call, 509-662-6156. But go to the website, and there's a link right there on the homepage when you land there, and you can click that and register or contribute to somebody that's already registered.
As we were talking about this, we were setting up our gear. The same day, April 19th, is the Wenatchee Marathon, which we'll be using Walla Walla Point Park as part of their course. There's going to be people jogging by and saying, what the heck's going on the roof of that? I hope the police aren't called for, hey, there's a bunch of people on the roof.
We've been in communication with law enforcement and fire folks as well. So the fire department and local law enforcement, they know what's going on, and so hopefully they won't get too excited if somebody calls in and says, oh my gosh, somebody's jumping off of a roof. Yeah.
If you're afraid of heights, maybe it's not such a good idea, but you still come and watch.
Yeah.
Just for the heck of it. If you're afraid of widths, well, that's your problem. Yeah. Darcy, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Fred. One last thing.
Please.
The afraid of heights, Mike, the technician that's going to be here with us with Over the Edge, his mom rappelled at the age of 75 last year, was absolutely terrified of heights. He said she can't wait to do it again. So there is something empowering as well. Yeah.
To me, it sounds like you're going to have $100 worth of fun.
You're going to absolutely have $100 worth of best fun you ever had.
Wenatchee Mayor Mike Poyer joining us here for the, I'm sorry, it's Alan. It's Alan.
It's Alan, yeah. We'll get there. We'll
get there one of these days. April 19th, right here from the roof of the Residence Inn. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
NCWLIFE's news team is keeping an eye on North Central Washington. Join us each weekday evening at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, with interviews, in-depth reporting, and the kind of insights you can't find anywhere else. We're the hometown news station for the Wenatchee Valley, the Cascade Foothills, and up and down the Columbia River. Thanks for watching NCWLIFE, proud to be part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The annual Easter egg hunt put on by the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is on Saturday, April 19th at the historic Wells House. It's just $5 per child and registration is required. This year's gala to benefit the Chelan Douglas Volunteer Attorney Services is also Saturday, April 19th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. $100 buys you dinner, a drink ticket, and a good time for a good cause.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Spring into the good life. World-class wine, food, and hospitality meet on the shores of Lake Chelan. Chelan Cellars, bringing great wine, food, friends, and family together where vineyards and the good life bloom every spring.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. Tipsy Canyon Winery is a year-round destination for wine lovers, so stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon Winery.
Hey.
If it feels like everything you say to your teenager goes in one ear and out the other, you're not alone. But even when it seems like they aren't listening, they are, especially when it comes to a topic like drugs. Find time in everyday moments to share facts, teach refusal skills, and answer their questions about drugs, including opioids like fentanyl, because your words matter. Get the conversation started today.
May be indicative of this time of the year. When this show started an hour ago, if you're watching the live version, at 7 a.m. it was 38 degrees. We've already popped up to 45 degrees. We hit 63 yesterday. Going to be a little bit cooler today because we're going to be under the influence of a weak cold front that's going to come in overnight tonight. It's going to cool things down considerably on Saturday, and especially on Saturday night. Overnight lows will be in the 30s, which isn't uncommon for this time of the year. What is uncommon is to see overnight lows at the freezing mark or even below that. And on Saturday night into early Sunday morning, that could very well be the case. So again, very chilly overnight low Saturday night into Sunday. We're going to be right near close to the freezing mark here in the Wenatchee Valley, maybe a couple of degrees above that. But many locations, especially in those isolated valleys where the air settles a little bit down into the hollers and in the valleys, you could see overnight lows dipping into the 20s. This is Saturday night into early Sunday morning. And on top of all that, it's going to be windy on Saturday, and it's going to be windy on Saturday night. The wind's not going to die down until early Sunday morning. So you combine really chilly temperatures on Saturday night and the wind. If you have outdoor plans on Saturday night, you want to layer up because it's going to feel cool. And by the way, a little bit of a rain-snow mix at the lower elevations in the mountains is a possibility. We're going to be protected from that. We don't have any precipitation on the forecast. The Lee of the Cascades are going to help us out there. But you know, a lot of people are going to say, boy, it's going to be sunny and nice. Let's go camping. Well, if you go camping at an elevated area in the woods, you could get really cold on Saturday night and could even see a little bit of light snow mixed with rain. So just be forewarned. I know you got the itch to go camping or go outside, but if you're one of those backcountry enthusiasts, you could be in for a little bit of a surprise on Saturday night into Sunday, because it is going to be quite chilly in many of our viewing locations, but then we're going to warm up real nice. All right, let's go in detail. Sunshine today, just about 60. For the record, we hit 63 yesterday, so we'll be just a little bit cooler than that today. Not a lot of wind until we get to tonight. The wind will be picking up a little bit as this cold front, this cold air mass seeps in to the Wenatchee Valley tonight. So 38 for the overnight low, which is just a little bit below normal, not that bad. Beautiful Saturday if you like sunshine, but it's not going to be real warm. Our normal high is 60. We're only going to get to 54, and a lot of wind. A little bit of wind on Saturday, northwest wind about 10 to 15 miles an hour Saturday morning. It's going to pick up in intensity in the afternoon. We could see gusts around 30 or so on Saturday afternoon, and those areas prone to strong winds like the Columbia Basin and the Waterville Plateau. You can see gusts above 30 miles an hour on Saturday afternoon. And it's still going to be windy Saturday night, 34 for the overnight low. And again, some locations will see overnight lows in the 20s on Saturday night. Hopefully we're done with that. We start flipping the page on Sunday. Quite a bit of sunshine, right back up to about normal for the afternoon high. Very little wind. It'll all be done by noon on Sunday. And then we start talking 70 degrees on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be under the influence of high pressure, and we like that. Have a good and safe weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.